Okay, good day to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this new show between me and my colleague and friend here. My name is Emmanuel, and this is
Melvin.
all right. And today we're diving into some exciting soccer football news about what went on this past week, uh, especially in Europe and in other parts of the world. We're just gonna go right into the news. Okay, so for starters, we're gonna focus on the UEFA Champions League final game that took place between PSG as well as Inter Milan. So, Melvin, let me ask you, what's your take on PSG's massive 5-0 win over Inter uh, this past weekend?
Well, I think it was a fantastic game that PSG played. Their tactics were flawlessly. Initially, I thought it would be Inter's day. I sort of believed in how steady and how solid Inter's defense was throughout the tournament, despite them conceding a few goals against Barcelona. It's a very attacking Barcelona team this year, so I sort of expected that one as well. So I was quite taken aback by the result. I didn't expect it to be that resounding. But PSG were absolutely brilliant on the day. They were fantastic. They
Right.
played out from the back very well. They mixed it up. Um, when they were under pressure, a defender could drive through the pressure. They could pass their way out of the pressure. They could find the long ball. They were fantastic. Vitinha was especially awesome. It was a really good match they played. I think they were better than Inter Milan in all aspects of play on that particular night. So they deserved it thoroughly. Dembele was fantastic. Everybody was hardworking for the team in that match. I could see them being, I think, 3 or 4 nil up, and Kvaratskhelia tracking back and pressing Dumfries all the way from left wing to left back to win back the ball. It was an awesome performance. I think they deserve the trophy. They were really really good.
Yeah, absolutely. They were completely dominant in that very game. Yeah, and of course, it happened to be their very first Champions League triumph. And it looks like well, they had up until before they went on to clinch this very Champions League title, they had just completed their domestic league. At first they were in fourth position at some point in time, which apparently had been their best placement in more than a decade. They apparently lost to Benfica in the UEFA Europa League round of 16. But at the moment in like the summer of 2011, PSG were apparently tied for 48th. They were at the 48th position of the club team rankings, according to a source called Elo Football. And it looks like they've had to wait 14 years to become European champions. Yeah, this is their very first Champions League title, and it looks like they've become the second French club to do so with an astonishing victory like this. Yeah, it's a really phenomenal record and performance
Definitely.
they put on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is the best performance ever in a Champions League final, as it gave them their first European title. And indeed. So it looks like Saturday's win was the culmination of a more than decade-long story of a lavish spending and heartbreak and missteps and all the things that modern soccer exhaustingly forces us to think, well, usually about at all times. It also provided us with a chance to look back at the twists and turns that PSG got uh, to this very point. And it looks like their rise was very fast, then very slow. And well, how they were able to make it. Well, Luis Enrique was certainly the genius mastermind behind it. All right. Okay. So,
Definitely.
well, moving away from yeah. So, moving away from their PSG's astonishing Champions League triumph, we move on to Chelsea's match against Real Betis. So, Melvin, yeah, Chelsea. It looks like they've done it. They've completed the UEFA set, thereby making themselves the very first club to win all UEFA competitions. What do you think of such an astonishing record they've made?
Uh, well, I think it's a testament to the work that is going on at the club currently. Well, initially, when the Americans bought the club, there was a lot of talk about their project, and people did not really like it. They thought it wasn't very sporting. They thought they were just going to be sort of purchasing the club just for economic reasons. But they had a project, and there was a lot of talk, but it looks like it's beginning to pay off. And also, I feel like it is a good trophy to win at this stage for the current squad that they have. Seeing as is
Right.
a young team, and they need to build confidence. They need to win trophies. They need to play in finals. They need to build that experience because it is clear that the club is
Right.
not necessarily interested in buying or signing players who are um, much more advanced in years. They want to buy talent, develop them. I think the thinking behind that is that they want to build a team that can dominate football for a while, not just sign players who are ready now and then maybe
Right.
after 2 to 5 years they'll be past their best. So I think it's a good trophy to win at this stage for a young squad like that. I also want to point out the fact that certain clubs like Real Madrid will probably never be able to complete
Mhm.
that set, not because they are not capable of winning trophies, but because Madrid will probably never finish that low in their league so that they'll get the chance to
Yeah.
play inside the conference league. So even though it is an amazing feat, some would also say it's not really that big a deal because you have to perform below expectations for a club of Chelsea's stature before you'd be able to play in the conference league. You understand? So anyway, I still think it is a good trophy to win at this stage for a young squad.
Right.
Like I think that coupled with
Yeah.
their Champions League Club World Cup, I think it will offer them the much needed experience that they need. So the future is going to look bright for them. It will be interesting to follow Chelsea and see what happens in the next few years.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Chelsea certainly do have a young squad at the moment who are well, they're just up and comers, and certainly this conference league title win to their name is a major achievement. Well, so during the match, obviously, well, they got off to a sluggish start, and they were second best throughout the opening 45 minutes. But when they went into halftime and then came back through a rousing second half, they managed to turn things around after trailing 1-0 at the break. So they managed to grow into the game, blew their opponents away with four goals in seemingly quick succession. Yeah, and made themselves the first team to complete the full set of European trophies. So yeah, and well, Real Betis' shocking early lead seemed to have drained the team's confidence, uh, as well as the confidence in their fans. If you paid close attention to the game, yeah. So overall, what is your take on Betis's overall performance, especially in the first half?
I think in the first half, I think they started really well. I had issues with Chelsea starting 11, and so I felt like that is what held them back early in the game. But he started well. Their left winger, if I remember his name, El Haziz or something. Anyway, he was causing issues down Chelsea's right hand side. Gusto was having a torrid time defending against him. I think Gusto made a couple of mistakes as well. So their game plan seemed to be working, especially after they scored in the, I think they scored between the ninth and the 11th minute. After the goal, they were looking to sort of sit back and remain solid till the end of the match. They even started the match that in that exact fashion because I remember it being difficult for Chelsea to um, break through their block. So I started thinking, oh, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like how we are building up. I didn't like seeing what you call it, Madueke on the left hand side. Because when he cuts in from the left hand side, the ball is always on his weaker foot. I didn't like how it was working. Gusto was not playing well. So I think all in all, in the first half, the game was going Betis's way. They did well. They were able to score a goal on the counter attack. They had a couple of chances, and so they did well. But then Maresca saw all the things that I think I saw as well. Brought
Right.
on Reece James, and brought on Jadon Sancho, and I think that's all the magic Chelsea needed on that night.
Absolutely. Yeah. Uh, so with Real Betis, it looks like their goal was largely orchestrated by their captain Isco,
Oh
who's
yeah,
now yeah, a 33-year-old veteran who's he's now an instrumental part of the team, and yeah, obviously his performance was responsible for carving out the opportunity for that first goal. Uh, and Enzo Maresca's side, Chelsea came out of the break much well improved and managed to level the score thanks to a header from Enzo Fernandez, uh, and then eventually Jadon Sancho coming on to just help us fire ourselves up to the well, to scoring more goals and then ultimately winning the game. Uh, looking at Jadon Sancho with such an astonishing performance, uh, well, even though he's proven to be impressive throughout the season, it looks like Chelsea have rejected his. I mean, their obligation to like sign him to be a permanent member of the club. Uh, what's your take on that? Now, do you think Chelsea are making a mistake by overlooking such uh, a, a possible valuable? In fact, he's not just a possible valuable asset. He okay, yeah, he could be a valuable asset to our club if we were to consider signing him permanently. But based on the transfer news I'm seeing, it looks like they're looking him to be a permanent member of the club. What's your take on that?
well, I think the reason he's returning to Manchester United is going to be very related to the new structure of the club economically. I feel like his £300,000 a week wages is possibly what held the deal back because should Chelsea have tried to sign him, he would have wanted the same or more in terms of his wages. And I don't think that fits in with Chelsea's projects currently, especially with how they've been trying to amortize their contracts and spread the wages across several years. So I think they were interested, but not so interested as to break their uh, say quote unquote rules for wages. I think they believe he's a good player. I think they trust in him. I think they understand his talent, but they don't rate him that highly enough to pay him, I think, what he wants to be paid. So I think that's the reason why he's going back to United, and then eventually he'll find a new club because he's not happy at United. But he did well for the period that he played at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think he was decent. I
uh,
think he was decent. Plus, also, I think
yeah. Of course. Yeah.
we need to understand the fact that Chelsea do have a couple of attacking players who should be joining the club this summer. I think Kendrick Paez and Estebao should be joining the club this June or July. So that probably also factors into the club's decision.
Uh, right. Absolutely. I mean, upon having a fallout with uh, then Manchester United boss before he ultimately got sacked, that will be Eric Ten Hag. Yeah. Uh, well, we don't know. We may anticipate that he would have a better relationship with the current manager, Amorim. Yeah, for all we know. But Manchester United lost to Tottenham in the Europa League final. And it looks like Tottenham Hotspurs reached their fourth Europa League final for the first time since the competition was rebranded in 2009, naming it from the UEFA Cup to the Europa League. And apparently, so this overall was the sixth time they appeared in the final of a UEFA competition. Like overall, haven't played in uh, haven't played a Champions League final in 2019, but then losing to Liverpool. Uh, well, they've it looks like they've managed to like end some kind of a trophy drought for themselves. And Honman Son apparently has made well. He said he's created a legacy for himself at the club. So what's your take on it?
Well, uh, I believe their fans should be extremely excited about the victory. I did not even expect it. I thought Manchester United was doing a good job of keeping their players healthy enough for the final. I still felt like Tottenham didn't have the caliber to win trophies, but on the night they played better. They owe the win to another Andre Onana mistake, which has become something of a staple in recent time. I could not understand why he chose to dive in that manner when the ball was clearly headed down. I don't know why he had to dive up and then go down. It didn't make sense to me anyway. I believe and did a good job of protecting the lead from when they scored all the way to the end. I was I know this season has been a disaster for Tottenham and Man United as well. But after they won the trophy, I was even surprised, you know, days later when I heard that Postecoglou had been sacked. I was thinking he just won a trophy, despite how bad the season was.
Mhm.
Let's take into consideration the fact that Tottenham were plagued with various injuries as well. A friend of mine also pointed out that well, he's the manager, he's in charge of how to use the players. So if they're plagued by injuries, it's probably because he was overplaying them. And so, well, maybe you have a point there as well. So I felt like it was a bit harsh to sack him, but nonetheless, no one can take it away from him. He's the only Tottenham manager in recent time who can boast of winning the trophy for the club. So I think it was a good performance, all in all. They did well enough to win the trophy, and I
Right.
think it is. It'll be interesting to see how they rebuild in the summer and try and build on that achievement and see where it goes. The league is looking very very competitive these days.
Right. Underestimating the ability of well, the clubs we consider to be the underdogs is something to not take lightly. I mean, if you look at this season, well, no one was expecting that Newcastle would even make it to the top four, and let alone win the League Cup, and then Crystal Palace from out of nowhere go on to win the FA Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The leagues, yeah, especially with the English league, yeah, has gotten very competitive. But still focusing on the Europa League. So apparently, according to UEFA, this was the third All English final in the history of UEFA competitions. So apparently, after the year 1972, between Tottenham and Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then
not
2019
Chelsea.
between Arsenal, yeah,
Chelsea.
Arsenal and Chelsea, exactly. Yep, and yeah, so yeah, this was the third. Well, for specifically for the Europa League, it was the third All English final. But overall, for within all UEFA's three main competitions, it was the sixth All English final. Yeah.
Really, sit.
And
So,
yeah,
when I remember Man United and Chelsea in 2008. I remember
yeah, in
Chelsea,
Moscow. Yeah.
Manchester City,
Well,
2021. That's two. Arsenal,
when,
Chelsea. That's
uh,
three. Tottenham, Man United. That's four.
Tottenham,
So I'm
Liverpool.
missing two more. Tottenham, Liverpool, UEFA Champions League final. Yes, that's five. And then what's
Uh-huh.
the last one?
And apparently, yeah, and the fifth one took place in 1972, and that was between
Okay, that's why I don't know.
Tottenham and yeah, exactly, way before our time. Uh,
Yeah, Tottenham and who?
Tottenham and Wolverhampton Wanderers,
Wow,
apparently.
Wolves. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and apparently, so prior to the final, Tottenham had played like 9 games against fellow English sides in Europe, with the most recent being with obviously with Liverpool in the Champions League final in 2019. Uh, they won and lost 4 matches each, with the only draw having happened in the first leg of uh, the 1972 UEFA Cup final, which obviously is now known as the Europa League. Okay, so well, due to the coefficient rankings, this all English final also confirmed there would be an unprecedented 6 teams from the 2024-2025 Premier League qualifying for the 2020. So for next year's UEFA Champions League competitions.
Mhm.
So, what's your prediction on how these teams are gonna be performing in the Champions League next season? Uh,
But I think it will be interesting to see. I think I think it will be very competitive. The fact that several clubs who
yeah,
are supposed to be, perennial contenders for the Champions League were not there in recent time, and most of them will be
uh-huh,
returning next season. I feel like it could be very competitive. I think PSG will be a contender. I think City will give a very strong showing. Barcelona will represent themselves very well as well. I think the Chelsea squad is young,
uh-huh.
but I think they could be dangerous. Liverpool will do very well. Arsenal will try and break their trophy gap.
Trophy.
I think it will be very interesting to see. There are several clubs who come and try and fight. Atletico Madrid always fight. They never win. But I think they'll still be there. They'll still fight for it. Real Madrid
Yeah.
with Xabi Alonso as well. It's been very interesting to see that. Who am I missing? Hmm, I don't know what to say for Inter Milan after their display in the last final, but they could come back strong. It 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 it,
Uh-huh.
it looks like it could be very competitive, very nice to watch next season. Any one of these
Right.
clubs should win it. I'm not expecting an underdog to win the trophy next season. I still feel like any of the top clubs, if they play well, keep their players injury free, most of them should be contenders.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so we're looking forward to a very intriguing and exciting season. Well, next season, of course. Yeah. Now that this season has come to an end. Yeah. And we're certainly hoping and praying that yeah, we would see more phenomenal performances, and who knows what next season's Champions League final, as well as the other UEFA competition finals would be like. Yeah, yeah, and I believe it would be very interesting. And well, and then obviously before next season begins, we have the FIFA Club World Cup to
Yes,
look forward to. Yeah. Uh-huh. And so, what is your take on that? Well, given that they've now established this new format that allows more teams to participate, what would be your take on, yeah, especially in regards to your predictions?
my initial thoughts upon hearing about the new format a couple of years ago was I was thinking this sounds like a money grab by Infantino. I thought it's just a way to find extra matches
Uh-huh.
to earn more money for the, you know, Confederation, UEFA, whatever. That's what I thought.
Uh-huh.
I still kind of feel that way a bit. But especially when I heard that they were going to have the tournament in the United States, I was like, yeah, this will just won't happen. And then I got to thinking, the players are playing close to 50 games a season, adding this tournament right in the postseason sort of shortens their preseason break. This could mean lots and lots more injuries than
Right.
expected for players. But sporting wise, I still feel like it could be an interesting competition, especially the pot prize was I think 100 and something million for the winner alone, I believe. So I think it's
Wow.
going to be a highly coveted competition because the amount of money they've invested in it, I believe that is probably the reason why we've been hearing rumors of clubs, especially those clubs that are competing in the FIFA Club World Cup, trying to complete their signings before the June 10th so that they can register those players for the competitions. I think the clubs are taking them quite seriously because of how much is at stake and the prestige as well to be the first club to win the new FIFA Club World Cup and all that. So I'm
Right.
expecting it to be competitive. The top clubs are going to be there. Real Madrid will be there. Unfortunately, Barca will not be there because their performance in the last 4 years in the Champions League has not really been awesome enough. So I feel it will be a very interesting competition to look out for. I was skeptical at first, but I believe we should all just watch it and see how it comes out. I hope no player suffers a serious injury because of the scheduling issues, because of where it has been placed. But then again, if you think about it, there isn't exactly any time in the calendar that you would say would be most convenient. It is almost always packed. Initially, they used to play just a couple of games around December, the winner of the Champions League is the only club in Europe who played in it, and they they get like a bye in about 3 or 4 rounds, and they instantly start in I think the quarter or semi final. So whatever. So anyway, I think this
Yeah,
is a better format. It gives maybe the clubs of less stature a chance to try and win it themselves now. So I think it will be an interesting watch. It will be very competitive. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. And given that it in a way it does mimic well the World Cup itself at international level. Yeah. So with that all said, it looks like it wraps up today's session. So yeah, we went into a whole lot of details concerning especially what took place in Europe, uh, as well as what we are hoping for and predicting for the next season. In addition to our upcoming FIFA Club World Cup in a new format. Yeah. Well, that wraps up our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. We urge that you please leave any comments and as well as any opinions you have within the comments section, whether you happen to be a regular fan or just a casual. I also encourage that if you want to see more content on our channel and experience the magic of being part of this channel, you give us a thumbs up as much as possible, as well as hit that subscribe button in order to be up to date with our regular and frequent content. We thank you so much for your attention. And once again, Melvin, thank you so much again for joining me and being my co-host.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
So it wraps up today's session, and we hope to see them also. Is there anything else you
Awesome.
have to say?
Hit the like and subscribe.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, absolutely, exactly. So we'll see you all next time to enjoy more exciting news about the beautiful game. We're over and out.
Peace. Have a
All
good
right.
night.
Thank you.